Hi there, this is to show how important the base 6 diagram is to us now. This is a quick walkthrough of how we used to bend things, where it was important, because this is the full plotted to scale version of the base 6, and as you can see we've got a track ready to bend here. So first of all we're going to show you how we used to do it, to show you the difference between how we used to do it and why it was important, and now why it's so critical. So here we go. Now, so we used to, in the old times, print the diagram off full scale, make our mark back allowances on the track so we know where to start the bend, which is all in Randy's head. There we go. See, that's where we're going to start the bend. As you can see, a little mark there. Yep. And the same on the other side. And that is all to tell us where to start the bend from. And the next step is to get that mark onto the track, which you can see here. The track we're bending, by the way, is a 1280. Get the 2 marks on there. Now, if you're doing multiple bends, more than 2 bends, you quite often have to do the first bend first before being able to even put the mark on the track. In this instance, because there's only 2 bends, he can put the mark in the middle so that he can put the mark straight onto the track. There's the old tooling as well that we used to use, the pump. The pump's not a bad tool to use, it's just not very accurate, and you'll see in a minute it's all down to the skill of the user, 100%, to get it as close as possible. Now you see we release it here to get the pressure off the track.
Because it is 90 degrees, I need to put an extension with it.
See, so put the extension in. Now he's just lining up now, just giving himself an idea of where it is, although you can't do it very well because it's in the machine, so it's a lot of guesswork to get as accurate as possible. And then once the pressure released, it all springs back. So then we take it off. Take all the fillers out. It then springs in a bit more once you take all the fillers out. And then we line it up on the diagram. Now, as you can see, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Now the next side, just making sure the mark's in the right place, because it does sometimes move as you bend the product. And off we go for the next one. Again, he has to start it because it's 90 degrees. We need an extension piece put in the pump because the pump won't bend it enough to do it. So we take it so far and then put the extension piece in. Here we go, the final few touches now, just to make sure it's in line. There we go, all bent to fit. Just needs to be cut down now, of course, which is an additional step in the process. So what we do is we mark the ends where we're going to cut them. Take them to the saw. And there we have it. That's it now, bent and complete. Taking about 8 minutes in total. Another little piece here of what used to happen is there's marks on the track from the pump bender. It's something that you can never avoid with it, unfortunately. It's just that it's metal on metal, so it tends to just make some marks that come off very easily, but still need time to rub it down. And that's it, done. Now here's the basics drawing system. What we did is we created for our new bending tool. First step was to create a report, which basically looks like this. Now this is ZEB, which stands for Zero Error Bending, which is the new bending tool. It's linked to a computer system that you can draw out the bay on, and it will follow the program and bend what you've just seen Randy do in one section. The only problem that we used to do is we used to have to input the program, i.e. rekey it from the basics, which we would print a diagram, this diagram, with this information here, and rekey it into the system. So that shows you how important it then became to us. After that, however, what we then did is created a file from the basics. So here is the file, and we are going to call this one, Jennings here. Save it. We can replace it. Now that automatically transfers to the machine. So back over to the machine, and now instead of rekeying the data, all we have to do is call up the information. Oh, just need someone to do it like that. And it brings all the information automatically into the machine. And now it's ready basically to be bent. So this is where I hand it back over to Randy to show how easy it is to bend as well. So here we go, back over to Randy now, the same stage as we are with the pump bender. So I'll put the fillers in first. We've actually designed the machine also to use one less filler. So the actual machine rings for the 1280 are designed to fill in the back part of the track where the bracket goes. So you can never miss that one out, and it also saves us from having to put it back in. So now you'll notice that there's no bend mark required. We just need to measure to where the bend starts. And that's more of a literal thing. It is literally where it is on the diagram to start. So once that's measured on there, we're ready to put it in the machine. We don't have to match on, put on the second bend mark, because the machine will work out where that is according to the information from the basics. So now we put that in and line up with the start position, and then it's over to Randy to do the actual bending process part. Here we go. And there we go, all bent and perfectly fits. No adjustments needed, nothing, including not needing to cut the end of the track off because it's already in line with where it finishes. Eliminating another part of the process. And that's why it's now essential.